Hey, what's up guys? So today we're going to be talking about the Colony Sweet Tooth Pro BMX bike. Now you might be here to learn more about this bike because I recommended it to you on the free bike recommendation. So I'm going to go really in depth. I'm going to talk about everything that you need to know about the Colony Sweet Tooth BMX bike. Let's get right into it. Now make sure you stay until the end of the video because at the end of the video, I give you the honest truth and sometimes this gets me in trouble. So if you want to hear what I really think about this bike, make sure you stay until the end. Now the Colony Sweet Tooth is a high-end BMX bike for just under $1,000. It has a handful of aftermarket parts and it has really good quality. Honestly, this is a good bike and the price has come down since last year. Here are the 5 most important things about the Colony Sweet Tooth BMX bike. It's going to weigh about 24.7 pounds. It's going to cost you $979. Everything on the bike is fully upgradable and fully customizable. It does not come with any pegs, but it does come with 3 different hub guards. And it comes with brakes, although the brakes and the hardware are fully removable so you can ride this bike brakeless with a really clean look. Now those things are super important, but if you get the wrong size BMX bike, you're gonna absolutely hate it. So let's talk about the sizing of the Colony Sweet Tooth. The Colony Sweet Tooth only has one top tube size available and it's a 20.7 inch top tube. This size is going to make it best for riders who are between 5'9" and 6 foot. Although you can be a little bit smaller or a little bit taller, but the ideal height is going to be 5'9" to 6 foot. If this bike is not the right size for you, I want you to click up here on the screen and request a free bike recommendation. I'll find you 3 bikes that are the perfect size for you within your budget and the right quality. This bike has a unique geometry. The chainstay is a little bit longer than average, which gives the back end a more stable feeling, but everything else is pretty average. I ride this frame on my BMX bike and I love how it feels because it does balance snappy and responsiveness so you get a nice stable feel. The geometries that influence this are going to be the 75.2 degree head tube angle, the 8.5 inch standover height, the 13.25 inch chainstay length, and the 11.5 bottom bracket height. The geometry of the parts that are included on this bike will also have an effect on how the bike feels. So I'm going to run through some of the most important part geometries and then we're going to talk about the quality of the bike. The forks have a 25mm offset. Technically this is average, but where most complete bikes come with a 30mm offset or higher, this 25mm offset is going to make the front end a little bit more responsive. Turning in corners and ripping around bowls is going to feel snappy and responsive. The handlebars are 9 inches tall with a 29.5 inch width. Honestly, in my opinion, this is a little bit too wide, especially if you're going to focus on a lot of bar spins. You could cut about 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch off of these bars and it'll feel a lot better. It comes with the Aftermarket Odyssey square back stem. This is an $80 stem and it has a 50mm reach. The bike has a 25:9 gear ratio. It's on the right hand side and the hub is going to be a cassette instead of a free coaster. The only thing that worries me with this geometry is the little bit more responsive front end. If you're inexperienced, this is going to feel too hard to control, and those wider handlebars, when you start to learn bar spins, are going to give you some problems. But the quality on this bike is honestly pretty amazing. Here's why. So the Colony Sweet Tooth comes with a full CHROMOLY aftermarket Colony Sweet Tooth frame. You can buy this frame straight from Colony or straight from Dan's Comp, and it's a really high-end frame. Most people buy it as an upgrade to the complete frame that comes on their lower quality complete BMX bike. It also has the Colony Sweet Tooth aftermarket forks. These forks have a 1-piece steer tube. They're very strong and very reliable. The handlebars are full CHROMOLY handlebars. However, they're not aftermarket quality. They're still good handlebars, but they're not the same level of quality that you would get if you bought aftermarket handlebars. The cranks are full CHROMOLY 48 spline cranks. These are going to be light and very strong. And then the rims are double wall Colony Pintor rims. They're pinned rims instead of welded rims, but again, double wall rims are a must for any serious BMX rider. A couple of things that I really like about this bike is the Colony Wasp female hubs on front and back, and the Colony Grip Lock tires. These are smooth feeling, lightweight tires. Now because of this quality, this bike doesn't really have a weight limit. It's going to be fine for riders over 200 pounds, under 200 pounds, no matter how much you weigh, this bike's going to hold up for you. If you want to know some more exclusive information about how this bike handles in street, park, dirt, and more about the quality score, download the Dougsterbob app. That's going to be available on the Google Play Store and the App Store. The link for that is in the description. And now the Colony Sweet Tooth bike was not good enough to make it on my list of top 7 BMX bikes for this year. But if you want to watch this video and see the top 7 bikes for this year, click this video up here on the screen. Now let's get into my final thoughts. Overall, I think the Colony Sweet Tooth is a really good BMX bike. It's going to be better quality than the Kink Cloud and the Kink Williams. And the Kink Williams is actually a little bit more expensive than this bike. So if you decided to go with the Colony Sweet Tooth instead of the Kink Williams, you're going to be getting a much better bike for a lower price. And because of that, I would recommend it to most riders who will fit on the 20.7-inch top tube. But I will say, if you're completely brand new to the sport and you don't plan on riding for a long time, a $970 BMX bike might be more bike than you need, and you could probably get away with something cheaper like the Colt Control or the Kink Whip. If you want to know which bike I recommend for you, fill out that free bike recommendation that I mentioned earlier.